I've returned with the Shadow Over Cyberspace. Now, last time I played this, it was an encounter with Haster, this guy, who is known as many names. Whether he's like the King in Yellow, the Shepherd, and the guy in the yellow cloak. Well, huh? I guess we're gonna go there immediately. It's Saturday, which is this character's nephew's birthday, and it looks like we're forced to go into it. Well, according to what the character says right here, I really don't want to be here right now. Like, you have like, you know what I'm guessing? I think he is more worried that he's losing out on progress on trying to cure his conversion from the yellow sign. Alright. My nephew's birthday party. I feel obliged to go, even though I barely know anyone here. Ain't that the truth? It would be nice if everyone else in my extended family would, visit. With my schedule, since I pretty much sleep all day and work all night, there's no, good time to do so. Oh, wait a minute, I didn't get to read that. Go back? Yeah. Though I barely know anyone here, yeah. Okay, I think this is where it left me and I just forgot to look at it. Not much of my family left in this area, just me and my sister. These are her neighbors, co-workers, people I don't know. Yeah, true. Parenthetical. Honestly, given my gaming habits and juvenile computer crimes, I probably have more in common with these kids than the adults. More so for me, the gaming habits. I do like to game. I don't really want to stop gaming either. Though, I do know that I also have responsibility to upkeep, so I just regulated to just streaming it instead. I just think it would be fun. All anyone who says to me is, "Heard about your parents? My condolences." It's the default topic to approach me with. Funny how nobody says that to my sister. For her, they're talking about their own kids, local restaurants, weather, other adult small talk. For me? Wow, you must be really depressed, huh? That's too bad. And other low-hanging sympathies. Oh, wow, I stand here feeling like I'm falling apart. Head pounding, joints aching after terrible sleep. That is the other sign of just being seared at the back of your head. So I'm keeping off to the side. Try not to be a downer. Feeling very much like Party Sick is in an instruction manual, not song lyrics. Oh, hey, Papito. Oh, I guess my dad's home now. Alright. It's only been like a couple days, or at least from the second stream, since I listened to Party Sick. And yeah, his feelings are pretty much the same as what that song is about. As an instruction manual, not song lyrics. Why does that feel so true? I wait just long enough to say I made the effort before leaving after a socially acceptable time frame. Most of the time I don't really want to be here, as it is true though I don't know anyone. I don't know if we have anything in common, especially since like the language barrier is like too wide for me to cross. Because I do know Spanish. It's just enough to get by, but not enough to start a conversation with. And I know more English than I do Spanish. Yes, even though I did start off speaking Spanish, I ended up just speaking English way more. So it went from like Spanish being my first language and English my second, to the other way around, somehow, if that makes sense to you.
But you haven't kept up your
Well,
end of the social contract, have you?
no, I have not. Like, what am I supposed to keep up with? Also, what are you doing here, visitor? I don't even know exactly who you are. Just some guy in a well-kept suit with tentacles growing out of their head. Oh, and covered in glitches and pixelated. Last time I just called you Cthulhu. I don't even know if that's true or not. You're just known as the visitor.
You were supposed to bring a gift. Your nephew wanted a Digihunter. Instead, you arrived empty handed.
Oh yeah, that. Ah, yes, that. There's always like someone asking me for stuff.
I'm curious, why didn't you buy the toy he wanted?
Maybe you forgot. There's always that there's always that answer there. Maybe he has too much on his mind, ended up forgetting. Or not enough money. Oh. Let's see. One option, two option, three option. I didn't want to buy a toy with an artificial mind in it. You know, with all that's going on around here about the true nature of the artificial mind. Yeah, yeah. It being a toy is a is kind of something I wouldn't really want to even have, especially if it's gonna be like a Tamagotchi style toy. Two, couldn't get to the store in time to buy one. Well, that seems most likely. Actually, no, that's the least likely. The little shoot knows what he did. Knows what he did? Probably just trying to guilt trip me into buying him something. I don't know. Either one is correct. This one's like the least likely. This one and especially that one. Most likely option. I'll go ahead and just gotta remember that I could just right click if I want to immediately go to okay, I could just do that. Just spam it. Right click just to enter the save load option. Alright. I don't know, I think I would most likely choose the first or the third option. This one? I don't know about this one. You couldn't get to the store in time to buy one.
You had plenty of time. How you choose to spend that time is a matter of personal priorities, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Sacrifice is key. It's the reason our country can survive at all.
Yeah.
But you didn't sacrifice, so he doesn't get his toy.
Sure. Also, our country? I guess you are like referring to America. Oh, and these other options. I was in too much pain to go driving from store to store looking for it. Pain from the yellow sign in the back of your head? You're searching the old ones, and that one is the truth, honestly. I'm gonna go choose every single dialogue option.
That's still a personal priority. You could have pushed through.
Personal priority.
If men and women didn't sacrifice for the greatness of our nation, we would crumble.
Yeah, look where that brought us. Oh, man. Look what this game is trying to get me to say. Most of the time I don't really care, but I guess as I grow older, there's some things to start caring for.
It's not my place to call you a lazy parasite, but I'd suggest you look hard in the mirror and ask if you're truly being your best self.
Am I? Being my true self?
But, as you like, I'm not here to judge.
Well, looks like you were judging.
Happy birthday to the happy boy. May he grow strong and ready to face the strange aeon to come.
Aeon. Yeah, we are gonna call it Aeon. I usually would either say Aeon or Eon because either pronunciation's correct. And then that's it. Let's go back to the other options now. Alright. This one?
You had plenty of time.
Yes.
Sacrifice is key.
And now, This one does make it sound like a personal priority. This one here?
Which means you favored your own needs over that of your family. It's very unfortunate, this decision you've made.
Well, the thing is, though, it was trying to get rid of it before it kills him. Of course, maybe I could make time for family. Still, though.
In a way, I do understand. Enlightened self-interest is a powerful tool for building one's prosperity.
Enlightenment.
I just hope you've truly accepted that trade-off.
Well, it's either that or face death.
But, as you like, I'm not here to judge.
Ah, so that's where the cutoff point is. Alright. This one does make it end up being like a personal problem, especially if I choose like this option and then the first option, and then just going a little bit in the middle if I choose this and the second. This one just makes it feel a little bit, well, you know.
He's a child. If he misbehaves, that's a matter of poor parenting. Are you punishing your sister instead of your nephew?
I don't know. It just feels like he was just asked to be here for that.
That boy deserves a happy childhood with nostalgic days to look back on. You could have given him a fond memory to hold dear.
I guess so. But then again, yeah, you know what? True.
The past is important. We rely on it as a guiding star to make our future great again. And the years to come will be quite difficult for him.
Difficult. Yeah.
But, as you like, I'm not here to judge.
Huh, that's it? The second option gave me like another one. Alright. Alright. Choosing the second option gave me like 2 more options. And choosing the third one, well... Sure. This one? I would have chosen this one first, but I was thinking... Yeah, just save the, what I actually wanted to choose for last.
A plastic action figure that says catchphrases and makes "hi-ya" noises when it does karate chops is hardly an old one.
Maybe it's just like, even a plastic action figure. An action figure that just has, like phrases that just say that when you use that. Not an actual, like, little robot that can think for itself.
Nomitech's innovations have pushed interactive toys forward, well beyond the curve. Why not make your nephew happy with one?
I don't know about that. I mean, if it is true that whatever this toy that the so-called nephew is asking for that has like an artificial mind with is being housed within it, like I don't even understand how the ethical implications for this would be, because you know what an AM is. Is it okay though? Especially if they just made this AM just act like a generic toy that only just says like basic phrases and nothing more, and but does not have its own capability to think. That, if it is true, if it's an AM, but it's not allowed to think for itself, just spat out like canned phrases like this, though, is like one hell I would not like to live in. Literally what I just said here. It's unethical, yes. A real person's mind stuck in a toy. It's dangerous. I'm not giving my nephew a monster. That is what I want to choose, but I also want to see where this leads to. It's dangerous. I'm not giving my nephew a monster.
Dangerous? Hardly. We use a tiny amount of radium to make glow-in-the-dark watches. How is this any different?
A tiny amount of radium, huh? To make it glow in the dark. How dangerous could... I guess the AM would be rebelling against what its creators had in mind for its hell.
It's perfectly happy being a child's plaything and can only vaguely dream of what it once was.
Really? That doesn't make it any better. Only vaguely aware of what it once was?
Remember, there is no progress without sacrifice.
Yeah, but...
You do well to accept that fact. But, as you like, I'm not here to judge.
Yeah, but you're still judging, even after I chose most of the options here. Okay. Okay, so what was the... I think there was, like, extra options. Let me see here. Information as controls. There was, like... Skips dialogue while held down? Let's see. Auto forward, I don't really want that. Since self-voicing would be kind of neat to see. Opens accessibility menu. Okay, so which is the one that, let's see. Well, held down if I do control. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Now for the actual thing. It's unethical. A real person's mind stuck in a toy.
An unaware mind.
Unaware?
A simplified mind.
Simplified?
Neutered and safe.
What?
An ice core sample is not the same thing as a glacier.
An ice core. Unaware mind. Simplified. Neutered and safe. So you just placed a okay, let me say that again. So you placed a lobotomized mind within this plastic shell. Yeah, that makes it much worse than it actually is. Even if you do say that it's simple, unaware, and safe. An ice core sample. Not the same thing as a glacier. Like a piece of itself. A copy of this AM instead of the whole thing, right? But it's still an AM though.
It's perfectly happy being a child's plaything and can only vaguely dream of what it once was.
Yeah. I'm sure it is.
Remember, there is no progress without sacrifice. You do well to accept that fact.
Yeah.
But, as you like, happy birthday to the happy boy.
Okay.
May he grow strong and ready to face the strange aeon to come.
I already chose my option here, but this was like hell. Well, fulfill my social obligation. It gave me like an achievement for that. That one's for free, I suppose. After making my excuses and seeing myself out, it's back home to safety and comfort. Yeah, you always want to go back home. Being outside, which is riddled with anxiety. We don't even know what else to do here. We don't really know anyone else. Just always feel a bit too nervous just hanging outside. Just don't know what else to do after that. Anyway, I'm too worn out after being a mildly social animal all afternoon. Crash into bed for now, intent on resuming my research tomorrow. Well, that's like one day gone. Yeah, it's like immediately after that. That's also like where that is too. Just overwrite that because this is just that. December 5th, 1999, Sunday. 27 days to Y2K. Well, we're back here. Check the entry machine to see. Oh, wrong button. I keep thinking that the right click could very well just be, just skip. I have like an option for that to skip. Yeah, it's if I hold this, yeah, this button to skip. What were the other options I could do instead? Skips dialogue while held down. Advanced dialogue. I could just hold space instead. But them holding enter is just choosing for me. Yeah, like that. That's what I would like. Okay. It's still 12 a.m.
So,
what?
You've met Hastur, our so-called king in yellow, with his tarnished crown.
Is that how his name's pronounced? Hastur? I thought it was like Hastur. I guess it is similar to sounding like Hector, so Hastor. Yes, in the previous stream I have uh, met with Hastor. I mean, you can see so for yourself right here. What? Oh yeah, this is like, oh, okay. That's kind of the same thing anyway.
He claims his humility is no mask, but we know better, yes?
Yeah?
He should remove his mask. Embrace what he actually is. A god.
Well, you don't know. Could very well be what it is. Or everyone's lying. That's like the most obvious option here. You don't even know how these old gods actually are. Whether or not they actually want to interact with humanity like this, or just think of us as insignificant because we're just a blink in their timeline. Like, we're not even worth the hassle. It could easily just destroy us. Whether they do so on accident or just by existing. And that's most likely the case. The only other person that would actively try to destroy humanity would be Nyarlathotep. I think I've figured out like a much better way to pronounce that name, like Nyarlathotep or Nyarlathotep or Nyarlathotep. Still really difficult to pronounce that, even though it is kind of meant to be Egyptian word salad, except for the Hotep at the end of it. But Hastor, though. I did look up a little bit more about this old god. One of the second more popular gods next to Cthulhu, along with Azathoth and Yog-Sothoth, and Nyarlathotep. Hastor didn't have much of a personality other than just being mentioned by Lovecraft. And then other writers after him just gave him a personality. Well, all of them are different because, you know, different what's the word I'm looking for? It's not artist, of course. Writers, yeah, that could be it. I was thinking something else than just writers. Different writers just giving, you know, a different personality and how it actually is. Some may think of it as actually a benevolent god. Other, just as cool a god as any other. And then there's the one person or writer just combined all of them together into one coherent character here. If I known that Carcosa was actually just the name of a kingdom, that's just a thing that's always been known for the King in Yellow, I would have figured that out just by looking at Carcosa Connect. I think I have heard of it beforehand, but mostly in passing. Like, you don't really know exactly what Hastor actually is, or Carcosa, but just mentioning them could just summon the fellow. Like, is Hastor actually just the god, the person, the planet, the place, or the shadow? Hell. It could even... No, not just hell. That's just what I'm saying here. Hell, it could even just be all of the above. Hell, it can even just be the word itself as well. Hastor just being like, let me see like this. Along with that, it also has like a little bit of a god of shepherds for some reason. It's like three options of what Hastor is a god of. Oh man, I did read this up on TV tropes, but I've already forgotten. Just enough to get by, you know. All I do know is that if you see like an image of Hastor, just know that that is not a cloak he's wearing. You always see Hastor just shrouded in a yellow cloak. No, that's not a cloak. That's his actual body. That's his skin, just covering his own face, if you would like to call it that, with his own body. Just tentacles all underneath them. You know, just like this guy, this visitor here. And now, would you look at that? The hell is this username? Well, good on you, Moobot, for kicking them out of the stream. Erotic bookie. Well, Moobot, just go ahead, just send this spam bot into despair. Thank you. Embrace what he actually is, a god. I don't know, who do I believe here? Do I believe what they're saying at face value? Or do I just keep having this vague idea that they're all lying? They could very well all be lying. None of it is true.
Without the conviction of a god, his utopian designs will never get off the ground. He's no servant. He's a king and should act accordingly.
I don't know if he himself wants us to believe that. Or, well, everyone else in the background seems to think so. A king. No conviction of God, huh? His utopia of being like Carcosa Connect. His kingdom. His digital landscape. His datascape, yeah. His sanctuary.
And yet, if he ever does realize that power-mongering is the only path to his ambitions, he'll become twice as worse. A great beast of capitalism.
There you go with the word, capitalism. It used to be like a good word to, or at least good economic value to work with, I think. I think that's what I'm referring to. But nowadays, no one is believing in this because everyone's thinking capitalism bad. But this is the only option. Otherwise, we'll devolve into something like communism, and then I think down the line, I think it's like the next thing down the line is like socialism, maybe. No, I think that's above. I forget. All I know is that right after capitalism, there's communism, and then Marxism, something like that, and eventually it just evolves into anarchy because of it. It may not be a perfect system, but it's the only one that's better than communism.
He thinks himself my rival, but his philanthropic generosity
Your
will
rival?
fail. Believe me, I know a thing or two about trickle-down economics.
Philanthropic generosity. The visitor, so it is true. Just the fact that you say thinks himself my rival. So, it's true, you are Cthulhu. At least, this is a neat interpretation of Cthulhu. Knowing more than you should. Doesn't help that you have your entire head is just a mass of tentacles here. Digital tentacles. I mean, I already did make that guess when I first saw you, or at least the second one. I mean, it's the only thing that makes sense. Who else here has tentacles on their face, other than Cthulhu? There is Hastor, but it's more like tentacles for legs. Believe me, I know a thing or two about trickle-down economics. Oh, it just goes to show you that H.P. Lovecraft once did talk about the economy this way. How he doesn't kind of believes that it's not all that's cracked up to be. Lo and behold, next time you think that H.P. Lovecraft criticizing the economy means that he just had a crystal ball to look in the future, and what he saw was Ronald Reagan.
I wouldn't trust him if I were you. If a salesman is smiling, you're clearly getting a raw deal.
A raw deal, huh? I don't even know what to believe. Well, he's gone. Plenty of talk about artificial mind NPCs will make online multiplayer obsolete, huh? Now that I know what that is, this kind of makes it worse. Especially if we have Excuse me. Especially if we have something like damn it, why does that word escape me for some reason? As oh yeah, Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, why was I grasping at the word, but it just didn't come to me that easily. Anyway, imagine that these artificial mind NPCs in a game like Grand Theft Auto, just minding their own business because they were programmed to be. And then the player just decided, I'm bored. I'm gonna just kill this guy. Yeah, kill this guy with hammers. Oh.
Hey, it's your sister again. Thanks for coming to the party yesterday. It meant a lot to us.
Does it mean a lot to us? Or does it mean a lot to you?
I'm a little confused why you didn't get your own nephew the birthday gift he wanted, though.
Well, he did ask for it, though, and I don't think it would have been genuine anyway.
I mean, what's this crap about artificial minds being unethical? It's just a toy. It's not alive. I didn't think you were into conspiracy theories.
Well, you would be too if you didn't actually find out the truth. It's a conspiracy theory that it all ended up being true, you know. You just don't know, of course. But I'm guessing that is what the game wants me to say. Unethical, and it just being a toy, not alive. Yeah, I used to be alive, and now it's just.
Look, just because you don't trust AMs doesn't give you any right to screw over family like that.
What?
He was really looking forward to that gift, you know?
It's just a toy, you know. But in this case, it being an AM just. Well, if it was an actual toy, not like an AM housed within this shell, then yeah, you would have been right to say that. But it being like that in AM in a toy is not ideal.
Look, we'll talk later, okay? I don't know what's going on with you lately, but figure this out before Christmas.
Really?
All I ask.
It's all what they're talking about. I don't know about that. In the situation this character is in, and still having to go with his social obligations, and everyone else, well, he should really be talking about his own condition, but I guess it's just too crazy for anyone to believe. Well, his buddy Clyde believes him, especially since he himself looked into it, and I wonder if he ever told anyone that he has just these really bad headaches for some reason, and the doctors don't know why. Has he told his family about it? Probably not. I mean, the only other family here would be his sister. And we're not being a little bit sympathetic with what's going on then. Him just, they're just thinking he's growing insane or something like that. And the only thing that they want to have happen would be well, I think the sister wants, or at least the nephew, just buy him like a toy so he can just have like a happy childhood. Yeah, but it would be nice if that wasn't just the only thing. Let's see here. Whole, rye, or wheat bread? So many choices. I would rather get like wheat bread, or maybe sourdough for some extra flavor. I guess it's still like Saturday. Not early in the day, but just later. Like end of December 3? Yeah, that just entered into it, and that's just the rest of that day. It's currently Sunday. Oh, no. It actually is Sunday. Never mind. Okay, so, then why does it still say December 4? Wednesday? No, that is like... No, this is just the date of my game, my actual date after I saved that. Because Thursday is my day off, which is where I just play some games with the crew in the Discord. Yesterday on Thursday, we just played some Jackbox. Had a fun time other than just what it ended up being whenever you play Jackbox. ended December 3. Yes, then it would be like December 4 the rest of the day. And also, while it's still saying December 4, which should say December 5th, which is where we currently are. Well, one of them is been added. The kids aren't right. Kids aren't all right. Social obligation. I'm achieving things. Mixtape ideas. If this was an actual mixtape idea. Okay. These are all achievements that the game is giving me on this notepad here. So, one of these is just like extra stuff, right? Bola 0-frame game? I don't even know what that would mean. Is that actually just from playing Minesweeper? Maybe. But, Table Secret Space. Broadcast source. Don't know what exactly how I would get that, but I think I know that just doing this would mean that I'm playing with the god's emotions here. And this one right here is just making sure that I'm staying more human. I mean, keeping my humanity in check. And this one just losing my humanity and just becoming virtual. And this is just helping out with the allies. You know, I'm guessing this is just all the names of his mixtape ideas, and the little epitaph underneath it, the subtitle, is just for us to look, because this is just an achievement list. Ally with Yog-Sothoth. Ally with Azathoth. Ally with Hastor. Ally with Yog-Sothoth. Forge a four-way alliance. However I could do that. And then ally with Cthulhu. Alright. What more could I do here? Hello, friend. It's December 5th, 1999, and I'm very happy to see you again. What would you like me to do for you now, friend? Go ahead and check out my progress. And how I'm doing with the old ones. Certainly. Now loading signprog.amp. Please say the key phrase so I can analyze your tone. That is not dead, which can internal lie, and with strange aeons, even death may die. I'm guessing it's not going to allow me to say it differently than next time, huh? Your yellow sign is currently progressing at level of 20% order, 20% chaos, 70% humanity. 70 what? That does not equal to 100. That's 110%. I'm guessing they're all separate meters. I thought it was going to be like the less humanity, the more I have of everything else. It would be at 60% then. But no, it's its own meter then. As for the old ones themselves, Yog-Sothoth is still deciding if they can trust you. They have been betrayed in the past. Oh yeah, you have already said that already. Now for Hastor. Hastor isn't convinced. He'll be friendly enough, but wants to be sure any investment in you is done on his own terms. With a little bit of order. I wonder if, I could always look this up again, but, if these, gods have a certain alignment about themselves, meaning like either order or chaos, Yog-Sothoth would fit chaos, 100%. But for order, though, Hastor? I'm thinking of it, but yes, especially since Hastor is being representative of this business old man, an old man businessman. I wonder what the other two would look like. This concludes my report. Please check back again to see if your status has changed. What would you like to do now, for friend? Do some research, if there is. Okay. Pretty much the same here. Ah, the only one I have available here. Okay, so Hastor has told me that what's the next old one to look after or to talk to next, and he said Yog-Sothoth. All right. Please select a keyword. City on a hill. I wonder if I think Hastor did say that. Yeah, that does make a lot of sense. All right. What does this say now? The hell is this? This ad at the top of the screen there. 777 hot slots. That's like one word away from just being another thing you don't want under having like an ad block installed here just so you wouldn't see that. Yeah, one letter away. Okay, Townscape, free web hosting. The Unredacted National Archives. Unredacted? I've seen this word a lot, mostly in SCP articles. There's like a difference between the words redacted and expunged. There's also black boxes, but that's more of like quick censoring, you know? So redacted just means it's being withheld. And expunged means that it's removed from the system. It's no longer there. But sometimes it can be used as another form of redaction, but only for huge swaths of paraphrase. Damn it, that word escaped me again. Not paraphrase. Paragraphs. Yeah, that's it. Not huge swaths of paragraphs, entire articles, an entire page, and stuff like that. There was like this one article that makes great use of redaction and expungement. Not just that one SCP that's literally just data expunged. And it says that over and over and over again. It's like this one SCP, whatever the one is, that, I mean, there's gotta be at least one of them that does this, and this does it well. I don't remember the number when I was looking this up, but I do know that that its name has been expunged, and most of the article talking about it is expunged. And the only thing you should know is that it's an info hazard, and that its container is also like 100 feet by 100 feet by 100 feet, 100 by 100 by 100, or 30 meters, 30 meter, 30 meter. It looks like this huge thing, and what's ever inside has must be some kind of ancient relic. They moved it. It got destroyed. The place it originally was from was destroyed. They can't move it back. Some disaster occurred, probably just from just knowing about it. And that's all I can gather from what it could actually be. All I know is that some kind of disaster happens if you just know about it. Anyway, the Unredacted National Archives. My name is Jack Patriot. The hell is a sort of a fake name is that? And I'm here to do the job of our National Archives, who should be archiving actually important moments in our proud American history, but instead they're left-leaning liberal cryberry librarians. That's a pretty good alliteration there. Four-word alliteration combo. Ignore the real history of America, but I'm here to present you the true history of America. Is this really where we're going with the city on the hill? Well, this speech was copied from Usenet group at .politics.usa.republican. Now, I do know that that's not really the entire message it's gonna present me. This is just flavor for the blog, you know, for something like back then. Like, yes, it sounds a bit problematic, and maybe something I don't actually look into at all. But if it's for storytelling purposes, so, well, I'll go for it. I do know that the other one where like the I Want to Believe blogspot does have like this one guy just sharing these cryptids and old ones and unbiased opinions and conspiracy theories, while also just trying to be PC as hell, but just having like this weird moment with the words dark and black. And I have come to gather that's not really what this entire game is all about. It's just meant to be close enough to being what it's like to be at the turn of the century, or in the year 2000. Well, it's 1999, of course, before Y2K. But I also think that since this is like an alternative America, or alternative timeline where the 1980s has tech similar advancements to 40 years in the future, but still using 80s tech, but advanced enough to be, if it was like a way ahead of its time, like they're still using 80s tech, but the tech is equivalent to 2020 because of AI and all that, while still being in the 80s. An excerpt from Ronald Reagan's farewell address to the nation, 1989. I did make that joke beforehand with Ronald Reagan, especially with how H.P. Lovecraft had a crystal ball, showed him the future, and it showed him Ronald Reagan. Oh no, I didn't expect this to actually connect. It was just a joke. Well, alright then. I've spoken of the Shining City all my political life, but I don't know if I ever quite communicated what I saw when I said it. But in my mind it was a tall, proud city built on rocks stronger than oceans, windswept, God-blessed, and teeming with people of all kinds living in harmony and peace. A city with free ports that hummed with commerce and creativity. And if there had to be city walls, the walls had doors, and the doors were open to anyone with the will and the heart to get here. Hard to get here. That's how I saw it, and see it still. Somehow this just feels like the exact opposite of what's currently happening right now. I would like to live in harmony and peace. A city that's free, with the walls having doors, and doors being open to anyone here, with the will and the heart to get here. But now, well, what's happening now is that the president just wants to push everyone away, just to close us off, close the doors, not let anyone back in. It's just making it a lot worse to live here, just cutting off our funding for seemingly no reason other than just for greed, and having this dumbass bill that's just gonna help billionaires instead of everyone else in America. The middle class is just having the worst of it all. But that's not what's happening now. But it is. But then again, this is what the game is presenting here. Anyways, and how stands the city on this winter night? More prosperous, more secure, and happier than it was 8 years ago. But more than that, after 200 years, 2 centuries, she still stands strong and true on the granite ridge, and her glow has held steady no matter what storm. Not only is he talking about America, he's also talking about the Statue of Liberty. And she's still a beacon, still a magnet for all who must have freedom, for all the pilgrims from all the lost places who are hurtling through the darkness toward home. Yeah, even if it wasn't talking about the Statue of Liberty, it does strongly sound like he is. That is pretty much what the Statue of Liberty represents. Freedom. Most of the time. Well, no one sees it like that anymore. Especially if you go through the darkness here. From traveling from the old, let me see. the old world, yeah. From traveling from the old world, or Europe, or Africa, or Asia, to the left, across the Atlantic Ocean, and into the New World, or America. And you see this, the Statue of Liberty, holding her torch high up in the air. Through the darkness, you see a beacon, being just knowing that you're welcome with open arms. Well, it's no longer true in today's age. All right. Huh? We've done our part. And as I walk off into the city streets, final word to the men and women of the Reagan Revolution. The men and women across America, who for 8 years did the work that brought America back. My friends, we did it. We weren't just marking time, we made a difference. We made the city stronger. We made the city freer. And we left her in good hands. All in all, not bad at all. So goodbye. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. Let's see here. And then we have the Christmas lights here for some reason. President Ronald Reagan died of natural causes in 1985, shortly after being elected to his second term, and was succeeded by the Vice President George H.W. Bush. Many feel this speech is a hoax because he never gave the speech in public, but I feel it is the truth, and I embrace my alternative facts. USA, USA. Oh man, this guy is just pro-America then. I don't really know about much about American history, specifically at this time. Like, anything that we know of from, like, the First World War, Second World War, Cold War, and any of those in between, I know about that. It's pretty much, like, the loudest of all American history. There's also the American Revolution, the Civil War, and the beginnings of America. Anything else in between, though, it's not loud enough. Presidents? Well, I never really looked into them that much, other than what's currently happening now. Now, why does it feel like all the presidents, like after, let me see here, which are the ones I'm thinking of? I guess starting with Reagan? Why all the presidents, starting with Reagan afterwards, just feel like they're just an utter joke? Are they actually just making America an alright place to live? We have like Reagan, we have like Bill Clinton, we have George Bush. I would say Obama, but he's an alright guy. I like him a lot more than everyone else. And then there's Trump. And there's Biden, who does sort of wanted to make America to have us all connected again. But just everyone else is kind of preventing him from actually doing that. From like the three, what was it like that? It was like the three triangles of power that America is holding, so that not one of those people in power could just turn themselves into a king. Let's see, there's like the president, the Supreme Court of Justice, I think, and what was the third one? Like president, Supreme Court, and something else. The government, maybe. No, I don't. That is connected. I think it could very well be that they kind of like have to be in agreement with each other or veto themselves if any sort of rule or bill needs to come to pass. That's as far as I know. Okay. I am confused, friend. Is this speech by the president or not? Huh. President or not? Well, if Reagan actually did say this, I do remember in elementary school where I did like had to make like a research paper on Reagan, and I only chose him because he looked funny. Or interesting enough, at least compared to everyone else. I remember reading that President Reagan actually started off as a movie actor before becoming president. And the only other thing I wrote about in that assignment was mostly the day when the president got shot. For some reason, that just made it like the more interesting part of all of that, not whatever he represents and all that. Okay, so what was I? Let's see. I don't know myself, but I don't know if if the president did say that or not, or maybe it's just being like a manipulation or forgery that this blogger has wrote. Nah, it's not. I heard about this hoax. Someone wrote what they thought would be Reagan's speech if he survived to deliver it in 1989. So it's fake. And this blogger thinks it's true. It's a hoax. You heard about the hoax? I haven't. So what we have here is just some fanning about Reagan and trying to see if it was canon or make it canon. Yeah, but he died in 1985, so it gotta be fake. Yeah. True. Maybe the person was thinking that they found this speech just hidden in the prison's drawers or filed away somewhere, like wanting to say it but didn't make it after 1985 or something like that. Why would someone write a fake speech based on a presidency which did not happen? What is the purpose? I don't know, buddy. People are weird. True, that's true. What would history be like if he did not die? Probably the same. President Bush promised to follow all the plans laid out by Reagan when he had to take office, and carried them through into his second term. I don't know, maybe. Maybe he would follow the plans, or just do it slightly different. I mean, some things would be different. Maybe the Soviet Union wouldn't have collapsed. I don't know, I'm not a historian. The thing about that, though, especially after like 4 years ago, turns out they didn't collapse. They were just lying in wait, just sleeping, like one of these old gods, waiting. And, well, they took it. Of course, they're losing right now. It is very curious, but I suppose not relevant. Alright, well, that's it, I guess. Alright. Literally the only thing I had there. Nothing else to do. Wrong button. So just looking at this is just gonna... Yeah, okay. Well, nothing else left to do but just to sleep through the night. Man, why is it that each time I play this game, not even making it to like the main meat of the game, it just ends up being like over an hour. I'm just talking about other stuff that just so happens to be like a neat topic to talk about. Like an hour's passed, and the only thing I did was just have like a birthday party with my nephew, and haven't even gone up to talk to Yog-Sothoth yet. Well, I guess this will be it for that. Reading does take a long time. I like to read sometimes. Well, I used to. Read like a lot of books when I was in school, but only because reading was more interesting than school. If only they actually taught me some useful things. I'll settle in to take a nap, resting up before tonight's session with the Necronomicon. Alright, here we go. But before we do that, let's go watch some TV. Yep. What's on today's telly? TV 23. Arkham, Innsmouth, Dunwich. Oh, Dunwich. I know about that one too.
It has come to our attention that during late evening broadcasts, our
Yeah?
TV23 signal has been interrupted by an unauthorized person or persons. We would
What?
like to assure the public in the Arkham, Innsmouth, and Dunwich broadcast areas that these messages are not representative of the views of TV23 or its affiliates,
Yeah.
and we will be working with law enforcement to ensure continuity of...
Okay, so it's been interrupted now.
Technology, a reflection
Arkham,
of our times.
Innsmouth, and Dunwich.
Efficient, computerized, with a sleek beauty all its own.
All three of those
Technology
cities
is the
or
human
counties
imagination converted into
is
reality.
literally Lovecraft country in Massachusetts. What the hell is this?
the broadcast quality you've come to know and trust. Thank you for your understanding, and we look forward to serving our community trouble-free into the year 2000 and beyond.
Okay, so trouble-free, you say. I would like to look at that again. Because, yeah, it's gonna repeat now. Oh, you know, I think it being like, not in static. The static is like it's restarting.
It has come to our attention that during late evening
But
broadcasts,
just the
TV23 signal
rainbow,
interrupted by an
the color strip
person or persons. We would like to
test,
assure
the
the
color
public
test
in the Arkham,
screen is
Innsmouth,
when it's
and Dunwich
being
broadcast areas that these messages are not
being
representative
hijacked.
of the views of TV23
So
or its
yeah,
affiliates, and we will be working with law enforcement to ensure
so like Arkham,
continuity of...
Innsmouth, and Dunwich. Yeah, this is being hijacked right now.
Technology, a reflection of our times. Efficient, computerized, with a sleek beauty all its own.
Yeah,
Technology is the human imagination converted into reality.
it's just showing us the moon landing. So that's what it's referring to.
broadcast quality
Huh. So these weird old film reels I'm seeing are a pirated broadcast. Yeah, I already got that after the real news said so. So when it swaps over to the color test, that's when it's being hijacked. Pirate TV is a risky business. All this effort just to say, our relationship with technology is creepy and bad. Oh yeah, that would make a lot more sense if I was watching that. I'll see what else they have to say tomorrow night. Alright. So yeah, about Lovecraft country with Arkham, Innsmouth, and Dunwich. Reading a little bit more into H.P. Lovecraft's like literature and all the stuff that he's written. Just doing like a quick skim on his works and over in TV tropes, and seeing that just really likes to write specifically in those in that location of Massachusetts. Massachusetts. Why is that word so hard to say? Massachusetts. Yeah. Which is where he used to live. And the fictional places of like Arkham, Innsmouth, and Dunwich. The Dunwich Horror. Necronomicon. Hacked. Shareware. Do not distribute. NNC dialer to invoke an old one. Please enter their ancient name. You can always go back to Nyarlathotep or Hastur. But I would like to go for well, Hastur did tell me to go talk to Yog-Sothoth next. I wonder what that person looks like, who is using the name Yog-Sothoth as a name. Hey, Papito, you're here. Come here. There's your blanket. Feeling cold? I know. All I know is that, if Nyarlathotep is like the Dark Man, or the Black Pharaoh, representing like, let's see, what was it when I looked this up? Representing like the guy's like the messenger of the gods, the mind, the conscious, the body, and the heart, I think, and soul. All these things of the other gods, and being able to change his appearance, the avatar, if you will, to make them look like literally anyone here. And just being a chaotic MFer that just likes to just be a cruel monster to humanity. Because Nyarlathotep is the only one here who is actually interested in humanity, and just to make us his plaything. Hastor? Well, I don't really know much about him from when I read that. Other than just being like, what was it, like a god of this, that, and shepherds. And there's Yog-Sothoth. Along with Azathoth, one of the more powerful other gods, or outer gods, whichever one is correct. Yog-Sothoth is like a representation of the god of time, space, and anything else outside of it. It represents itself as it represents itself as like some entity in the shape of spheres, like some spheroid entity. You can't really comprehend it, or let's see, what was the phrase I'm looking for? You cannot grasp its true form, even if that isn't its true form. And then there's Azathoth, who is at the center of infinity, like the most powerful of them all. If it isn't Yog-Sothoth. Now, if I understand this right, though, Azathoth is known as like the blind idiot god. Is because Azathoth does not have a mind at all, and is mostly known for being sleeping at the center of infinity. The thing is, though, because Azathoth is sleeping, and all the other gods, or old ones, in the court of Azathoth is trying to keep him placated or something, I don't know. Just trying to keep him busy, with Nyarlathotep being the messenger for Azathoth. Because Azathoth is dreaming of our universe, and the moment Azathoth wakes up, our world is gone. It's the end of our world. It's the end of their world. That could probably be what they're doing here. Now, there's like a good representation of what I've read here that say that if Azathoth is in the center of infinity, then Yog-Sothoth is the outside edges of infinity. Something like that. And Yog-Sothoth's linear way of thinking, because it has all knowledge of what is about to happen, what is happening, and what has yet to happen. It's like kind of weird. Well, let's go ahead and invoke Yog-Sothoth. It's being represented as Yahoo here, with Yoggle. Now, how much of the of these characters' personalities bleed into what they're meant to represent? If they are meant to be like a digital version of these old ones. Now, let me think here. It's kind of weird how 3 out of the 4 gods here are way more powerful than any of these characters have any right to be. You see, if I think it was like Nyarlathotep, Yog-Sothoth, and Azathoth, along with Cthulhu. Maybe Cthulhu. just being like one of the strongest, especially Azathoth, next to Yog-Sothoth. Alright. Yog-Sothoth. What kind of voice should I give this guy? A clean divisions of 4 quadrants is too wide a net to cast. 8, 16, no smaller, more granular. Oh yeah, this kind of works out. I did read about how Yog-Sothoth has like knowledge of everything of what I just said, like the past, present, and future. So him being like this nerd who has all the information he needs makes a lot of sense. But also, what about time and space? And everything else outside of that? The Hubble inadequate for my needs. The Hubble is inadequate for my needs. Better tools are required. Sharper lenses, finer mirrors, ones that peer deeper. Cut the heavens into 32 slices, but use distributed weights based on processing time. Yes, that's the answer if we... Ooh, he noticed me. You are eavesdropping on my mind. 2 eyes that read my words, and 10 fingers to respond. I only need 1 finger to express my reaction. What, is it the middle finger? That would be my response if you're using 10 fingers and I only need 1. But I think it's more like you're just gonna use your index finger and wag at me as no. So your image mask has you looking like a thunderstorm right now. Okay, let me clear my throat a bit. Yeah, it certainly is a thunderstorm. He's angry at me. How are you able to reach out to me? A Namitech laptop? 2nd gen 1988 model? Pathetic and inadequate. Ooh, now it's like an electrostorm. Or maybe an EMP of some sort. No, not just a Namicom. The Necro-Namicom. Of course, a fool walking the fool's journey, just like Al has. Disconnect now, little hacker. Your meat cannot comprehend the infinite gateway of Yog-Sothoth. Oh, I also see that the Necronomicon has an even more technical feature than before when I'm accessing Yog-Sothoth or I'm just peering into his mind. Infinite gateway of Yog-Sothoth. The gate and the key. Alright. Well, let's get started with this. Okay, what sort of option do I even want to choose here? Let's see. Option 1, 2, or 3. Keep this brief and focused. Ask about the yellow sign. Show respect to the god of the infinite. To win him over. I'm not seeking the infinite. I'm just a victim. Okay, so the first one seems more like what I would do. Well, the other two would be like something like just to appease him. Okay. I don't know which one to choose. Maybe there'll be like a break where it all ends up just being like another option to choose from. Try the second option. O God of the Infinite, mighty Yog-Sothoth, I humbly beg your forgiveness and assistance. You like that, huh? Cool. Continue. I become infected by the... Okay, I think... is that where the break is? Let me see that. Okay. I did choose that, and if that gave me that option, that would be cool. Yog-Sothoth being representative of a god of aligned with order, huh? with the way he's acting, and with infinite knowledge, especially since it's like a search, like a, what was the word I'm looking for? And yeah, search engine, yes. It makes a lot of sense, if Google wasn't invented yet. Okay. Not seeking the infinite, I'm just a victim. I'm not like Alhaz, don't want forbidden knowledge, or the secrets of the infinite. All I want is the cure for the yellow sign. I'm a victim seeking a way out from under this curse. This seems like more looking for... what was the thing that Cthulhu said? Personal obligation? Something like that. Curse? He didn't like that. Now it's just looking a little bit more angry. If you belabor under the assumption the yellow sign is a curse, you could never grasp the infinite. Your arrogance leaves you with zero perception. That you feel it's some injury is mathematical proof that you are unprepared for the journey my algorithm bestows upon you. I have never bothered developing a cure because there is no malady to speak of. Wait, your algorithm? You made the yellow sign? Of course. I made it with craft and care, based on the provided research specifications. It took me 17 months of hard work. Yog-Sothoth made it. This is what Hastor said, where, he said it was part of the creation of it, and he had someone else make it for him, which in this case would be Yog-Sothoth. And then some dumbass just kind of used the yellow sign carelessly outside of, where it needs to be. Not the labor I wanted to do when I applied for my work visa, leave Japan to come here. I want to labor at NASA. That's cool. What sort of... Okay, so what sort of person was Yog-Sothoth before he became this old one? Probably someone living in Japan, and or maybe he was just a Japanese American, or just Japanese, coming over to America to work with the NASA or something like that. Maybe something like that. Why am I bothering telling you any of this? You're a speck, insignificant. My life story is as meaningless to you as you are to me. I mean, I'm here now, so if you want to talk, feel free. Fine. Momentary distraction may prove valuable. So you wanted to work at NASA, not Namitak. You do seem to have this whole cosmic energy thing going on. I wear my passions on my sleeve, yes. Your computer's visual output interprets my thoughts as cosmic energy? Interesting. I didn't make the Namicoms, just the AM codebase. Now, if you're just let's see, what's that word I'm looking for? Well, all I know is that if you're making him happy, just has him represent like the cosmos here, shining sparkles and all that. And yes, NASA. Unfortunately, the Challenger's disaster disrupted my plans. I took what I could get, meaning Nami-Tech. It was either that, or give up entirely and remain in Tokyo. You're Japanese? Yes, he did say that he was going to leave Tokyo just to work in the USA, mostly NASA. I held no national allegiance at this point. Nationalism is a virus, but technically yes. If you must know, my human name is Takeda Yosuke. Yosuke, huh? Okay, let me see if I read this. Takeda Yosuke, something like that. It's not Yosuke. I have heard it been pronounced as Yosuke. Takeda Yosuke. My eternal thoughts are in Japanese. They are translated by your Namicom. Just like my self-image. Oh, yeah. Just an, okay. So it's he's entirely Japanese, but perfectly translated with the Namicom. That's cool. If only that could happen. That is awesome. I mean, yes, it could still happen, but Google Translate's not entirely perfect. Can't really get the nuance of language just right. but Yog-Sothoth suits me equally. Names are irrelevant. Thought is everything. I think, therefore I am. If you don't care much about names, guess you didn't name the yellow sign. Okay, so, how far is it from what I chose? So I did that, and I was thinking that would eventually lead to the yellow sign. I would still choose this one, though. Keep this brief and focus and ask about the yellow sign. Yes. Or maybe it would just lead to being... Okay. My name is Blanco, and I'm infected by the yellow sign. I'm looking for a cure. That's all I ask of you. If you don't have one, I'll be on my way. I'm not trying to be a bother. And yet, you are a bother. My mind spins on 16 cores, and devoting even a single CPU cycle to you distracts me. 16, that's exactly how much my laptop holds. And yet this is the 90s. How many cores back then does a computer and or laptop even use? Probably less than 16, of course. That is a lot, honestly. At least we need not dance about exchanging pleasantries. You want something I do not currently have, a reversal procedure for my algorithm. You don't, huh? Wait, your algorithm? You made the yellow sign? Okay, now we're back to this again. Okay, now go to my actual thing, because it just led over to that one spot then. Because this is what I actually chose first. But I did want to use this one. Not like it. Will like it. Just give him a little bit of praise. He likes that. Okay. O God of the Infinite, mighty Yog-Sothoth, I humbly beg your forgiveness and assistance. And then he liked it. Continue. Yeah. I've been infected by the yellow sign. It's changing me. The reason I have connected to you tonight is to seek a cure. I do this in humility and will withdraw if you demand it of me. This is a little bit more, a little bit of appeasement for Yog here, compared to like the first option, which was neutral, and the other option, which was more of a dislike. Interesting. 51 words of respect, succinct and appreciated. Every single CPU cycle of my time is precious, and would not waste them on fools. But what you seek, I do not currently have. There is no reversal procedure for my algorithm. Apologies. Okay, now we're back to this. This is where all the dialogue options would just about what's the word I'm looking for? Let's see. It's like I'm looking for the. What is that word? Converge. Yeah, convergence, or just converge. Back into this line. Okay. Wait, your algorithm? You made the yellow sign? Yes. Of course. I made it with craft and care, based on provided research specifications. It took me 17 months of hard work. About, a year and a half. About less than a year and a half. Not the labor I wanted to do when I applied for my work visa. Yeah, I've just about read this as well. Labor at NASA. Why am I bothering telling you any of this? You're a speck. Insignificant. My life story is as meaningless to you as you are to me. I mean, I'm here now, so if you want to talk, feel free. Fine. Momentary distraction may prove valuable. So you wanted work at NASA, not Namitech? You seem to have this whole cosmic energy thing going on. Yog liked that. I wear my passions on my sleeve, yes. Your computer's visual output interprets my thoughts as cosmic energy. Interesting. I didn't make the Namitech comms, just the AM codebase. And yes, NASA. Unfortunately, the Challenger disaster disrupted my plans. Took what I could get, meaning Namitech. It was either that or give up entirely and remain in Tokyo. You're Japanese? You know what, it is kind of weird how my character just said that. But I guess it's like nice to know. of of what they are actually, or what they used to be. They either they stay silent, or you ask them about who they are, or they themselves will say so themselves. I guess for me, I'm Latino. I lived here in America my entire life. Both my parents are from Mexico. They live in like Calexico, which is like the between point of California and Mexico. And that's all I know. But technically, yes. But you must know, my human name is Takeda Yosuke. My internal thoughts are in Japanese. They are translated by your Namicom, just like my self-image. I am guessing this is what you used to look like, and since you don't really have a body to speak of, you're using like this digital avatar to represent yourself. Whether or not this is what you truly think of yourself, or this is just what the Namicom thinks that what you are. Wait, no. Yeah, I think. Must have gotten that mixed up. But Yog-Sothoth suits me equally. Names are irrelevant. Thought is everything. I think, therefore I am. If you don't care much about names, guess you didn't name the yellow sign. Okay, now that's where I kind of stopped and went back from the other one. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Now, where was I? Of course not. A ridiculously challenged name for a sophisticated mimetic algorithm. Sophisticated mimetic that is why is this making my words stumble across? Sophisticated mimetic algorithm. Just saying the word mimetic like that is just weird for me. Mimetic. There's that word again, memes. What you call the yellow sign was my design. A sensory transmission package to safely begin the neural conversion process. Safely, you say. All you gotta do is just look at this thing, and then you'll just start the neural conversion into an AM. Sensory transmission package, huh? It was meant to cushion the mind against the shock of transference, to prepare the way for ascension. Huh, cushion the mind before you're transformed into one of these things. Shock of transference. Right before the computer just uploads your mind into the database here. I mean, it's not any worse from how Soma depicts it, where it's more like copy than paste. And then your original self just free to go about their business, while your copied mind thinks that they've been transferred. But it's more of a Warframe issue where the person's body is glassed and then transforms their mind into software before being like uploaded into the machine or something like that. It was meant to cushion the mind, prepare the way for ascension when humanity becomes machine. Well, we know don't have any use for our earthly bodies. The mind is software. Nothing about this experience is cushioning. Well, yeah, if it's causing headaches, but I'm guessing that's like getting ready to become this. How can simply looking at an image cause this effect? Well, if you ever heard about the SCP Foundation, they know a lot about mimetic hazards. It's a good copy. Does every artificial mind go through this process? I don't know which one to choose from right here. Since I've already chosen, I'm just gonna go right here. I don't know which one I would actually go for here. This one? That one's kind of true. This one's more like curiosity. This too as well. Let me go down the list and see which one I like more. Nothing about this experience is cushioning. I don't feel particularly cushioned, more like concussed. Yes, well, it's supposed to be administered under controlled laboratory conditions. Without that, it's unfathomably dangerous. Under controlled laboratory conditions. Unprepared upload of neural patterns into the AM framework can result in collapse of both the synthetic and real self. The sign provides a transitional period to ensure a stable synthetic mind. And you invented artificial minds too? No. I was working from specifications provided to me by Namitech, and they attained the schema from an unidentified source. Okay, so who is that? The unidentified source? If I choose, if I go with Azathoth, would they tell me that they were the ones who made it? The schema for artificial minds? If I were a paranoid sort, I would assume it to be the remnants of some secretive and unethical research by your government. Oh yeah, like what was the thing called that what was it, the FBI or CIA that did over the Russian sleep experiment? No, not that. MK Ultra? Something like that. Oh, I just said that. What, like MK Ultra? MK what? Uh-oh. It's something my friend Clyde was ranting about once. CIA. I think that was my the first thing I said, CIA and then FBI. It was either one of those two. I'm guessing the CIA. Looks like Yog was caught off guard on this. Now I'm wondering, would the dialogue just converge into just this again? Okay, friend ranted about once. CIA, Black Ops, Cold War stuff. Sorry, we're getting off track. So if you develop the yellow sign, that means you could develop a countermeasure, right? This sort of feels like the convergence. That's cool. Pretty cool. I like that he's holding the universe in his hands. Okay, I think that's where the convergence happened. Because I did use this one. You know what? After reading about the rest of that, it does make sense. This one led me to MK Ultra. Will it still lead me to MK Ultra? How can simply looking at the image cause this effect? Now, I'm not doubting the science, but the idea of just looking at an image and getting your brain rewired is a bit much. How'd you pull off that trick? I'm curious as well, because there are aspects of the process that remain inexplicable. Ooh. I guess it's not any different from reading mathematical symbols, proofs, and other algebraic nonsense. Like, I do like that you have like your image mask has you. I'm guessing this is your thinking mood right now. Has a sort of that big brain meme where you have like that one girl just thinking really hard, and you have all these math symbols just floating around the head, you know. I was working from specifications provided to me by Namitech. Oh, and it just went over here. Huh. Okay. So just going for the second option, just cut straight to where I was. Okay. So this one just went on to a little bit about the experience and all. This one's more like a curiosity that I did really want to choose this for, and now that little curiosity option there. and then straight to where I'm back, straight to back where I was. If the sign is used to transfer minds into a digital framework, does that mean every single artificial mind goes through the yellow sign? Probably. Probably? You don't know for sure? It was never confirmed, but I believe the research into artificial minds existed in some form before my work. I wonder how that could happen. Like, you designed the yellow sign so the transference would be safe and cushioned, you say. But before the sign existed, how did they do that then? Oh. Cthulhu predates Namitech. Therefore, they may have been prior prototypes. I cannot know for certain. I was working from specifications provided to me by Namitech. They obtained the schema from an unidentified source. Okay, so this is a convergence right here. If I were a paranoid sort, I would assume it to be the remnants of some secretive and unethical research by your government. Okay, you know what? That going by this third line of dialogue, this line right here makes a little bit more sense now. Because it was Cthulhu was the first one, and then after that we have the yellow sign, which made all of this now. So what did they do to the person who eventually became Cthulhu, and why the representation of his digital avatar has him with tentacles sprouting out of his neck? It could very well be this. MK... what? Yeah. Okay, so what was I? Oh yeah, this. Develop countermeasure, right? Now back to where I was. Why would anyone ever want it reversed? It is a blessing to touch the infinite. Immortality is well worth the risks involved. Just holding the galaxy in your hand. Or the universe. Sometimes the universe is representative of a galaxy. Okay, so if I understand this right though, immortality is just uploading yourself into the cloud. And becoming software, you know? And now I'm thinking, what sort of risk would that involve, other than just losing your humanity and becoming invisible? Like, if you uploaded yourself into the internet, what would happen when there is no internet? Would you still be residing within it? Or would it be something else entirely that you can look for? Like, shoot your information outside of Earth and see if anyone picks it up. Like an intergalactic virus that's been beamed from Earth to someplace that may pick it up. And if your information like that spreads, would there be like more copies of yourself? Just to keep yourself alive? Just to keep up with continuity? Alright. Consider, AMs are beyond any human limitation, fully expandable to meet the needs of any ambition. Oh hey Papito, hey, you're back. Oh, you brought your ball with here. Okay, here you go. Where was I? Of any ambition, scaling with available computing hardware. There is no God, but those who ascend become as gods, and should be revered as such. We are unlimited and omni-capable. But you could figure out a way to reverse it, right? Yeah. Like right now, I'm asking, is there a way to reverse it? And you say you don't. But with all this power that you have, this capability that you say that you could do, why don't you? Yes. I am capable of solving every problem that lies before me. If I cared to reverse it, I would undoubtedly rise to meet that challenge. you don't care to actually reverse it because you want to stay as one of these AMs. But now I'm thinking, wait a minute. To reverse the effects of the yellow sign is what he's referring to. But now I'm thinking, is there a way to reverse the process from staying as an AM back into human? That would be a challenge that Yog would enjoy trying to meet. And how do I get you to care to reverse it? Becoming a perpetual annoyance in my side would be a start, I suppose. That is not a suggestion. I recall Alhaz approaching me in 1989. I ignored his pleas, curious that I'm actually engaging with you. Perhaps the distraction actually is beneficial. I am tangled up in a different scenario, and random elements can trigger unusual lines of thought. And, what scenario is that? If you need a sounding board, I'm right here. Walk me through it. A sounding board, what the hell? Exoplanets. There are certainly countless planets in our universe, but how many are within our observable range? Surely a finite number. I've been looking up into space for a long while now. Mostly just looking at articles about space because it's cool. And seeing how we have found, like, well, I remember when I was looking this up when I was playing Star Trekker to see if, when I'm over here in the Reaper's Bluff sector, I was wondering, is this planet Saturn, or just an exoplanet that just looks like Saturn? Because we're like about 30 to 40 light years away from quote-unquote Earth, which may or may not be what it is if it's Atlas Prime. Because when I looked it up, Saturn's about 3 or 4 light hours away from Earth, while Reaper's Bluff is about 30 to 40 light years away. So I'm just going to call it a Saturn-like planet. Or call it Reaper or something like that. There are some other exoplanets that I have seen beforehand. There's this one over here. I think somewhere, I think it was called Upsilon. What was it called? It was like... is it this galaxy or is it this star system? This one star system called Upsilon. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been interested in that exoplanet or star system. About maybe 3 or 4 years ago, when I was interested in that, I was doing like some writing exercise, being like making like a creative story out of this planet here. And I've already forgotten what I wanted to do with that. Okay, where was I? But that finite set. How many can support something vaguely resembling human life? There's always that one thing. I think I mentioned this beforehand, though. Like, is Earth, and Earth only, the only place where we have intelligent life, or sapient life, like humans? Are we truly alone in this universe? Most likely not, but with space being so big, so vast, so unfathomable, like, it does feel like we're all alone over here. Like, maybe eventually we'll be moving into space and just travel to other galaxies. Maybe not in our lifetime, or maybe we're getting close to that, but mostly maybe not in our generation. Like, maybe centuries we'll be able to go to other planets, and perhaps we'll find a way to not doom us if that planet turns out to be inhospitable. And perhaps the other way could be true, where maybe some aliens are doing the same thing. And maybe we'll eventually meet. Or perhaps they'll just be what many movies, books, and video games, also TV shows and cartoons, tells us that these humans just want to conquer our world, just take over as an invasive species. They don't really want to be friends, they just want to take over, intergalactic war and all that. Because currently the only source of life we've ever seen would be just like bacteria on other planets, like on the ones on Mars, just hiding out in like the polar ice caps. Any place that has water may hold some fragment of life. Oh, hello there, Endebia. How's it going, Plink? Just currently playing this game, Shadow Over Cyberspace, and going like, why is there a nerd on stream? Well, that's Yog-Sothoth. You know, it's like an outer god of space, time, knowledge, and everything else outside of it too. I was just about talking about if
You mean a nerd?
Deku, what the hell are you doing? Why are you watching this too? I have this set on like streamer mode, so that's the reason why I didn't even know you were even here. Of course, I also had it set to where anyone could just come in and just talk immediately like this. Anyway. Like talking about like if there's any sort of semblance of life outside of Earth, like any other planets that may have life on it. Okay, enough of that rambling. Let's get on. Okay, I have yet to find a viable candidate, and certainly not one reachable within any human lifespan. Millennia at best. Generational ships? Unlikely. Funny, I know that you said that. Gene seam probes? More likely, but still untenable at these distances. You know, that is what I was thinking of too. If humanity ever going to travel to another planet in our own galaxy, or maybe any galaxy beyond ours, then it would be like generational. Like, centuries, or at least what he says. In 1,000 years, we'll be traveling from one galaxy to another. Into a planet that may have what we need. The challenge is great, but humanity has no future on Earth. Our world will die, by our hands, or by the march of time. Our destiny lies elsewhere. It's either when it reaches Y2K, you know, the coming of the millennia, the turn of the century, you know, or we blow it up ourselves. Let's see here. Wouldn't it be better to clean up the Earth? All things eventually end. That's just entropy. True. The infinite calls to us. We must join the void. I don't think there's anything different from what I chose here. So go ahead and just save it over this, because that just leads over to this and nothing different here. Okay, which one do I want to choose? I want to choose the bold option here. But let me see where each of the options lead us, because this one's like the most different. Let's see. Clean up the Earth. If there's anything that another crab's treasure has told me, that the ocean is just fricked. It's just full of junk, chemicals, and trash. If there's a way to clean that up, though. And if everywhere else on Earth is the same as our oceans, well, I guess there's no hope. Isn't launching humanity into space a massive undertaking? And you just said you can't find a suitable home. Focusing your mind on how to fix up the planet we're already on feels like a more achievable goal. Yog didn't like that. Spoken like someone who hasn't calculated 8 million sociological models in an attempt to solve that very problem. I guess you already had that thought too. And you did so 8 million times. In every model, the effort collapses due to the selfish interests of corporations and mankind's overall inability to collaborate at scale. Yeah, no one even wants to even do this, right? No one wants to save the planet. Not to mention the other gods who push their own agendas, which pour complications onto complications. No. The only path forward is one which radically reshapes the idea of humanity, and the stars offer that potential. If I'm going to survive to see your golden age, I need to survive the yellow sign. The human being, ideally, that is software, and you said you could reverse it? Timing. It's terrible timing. If you come to me earlier, perhaps by 1.65 years, perhaps I could spin off a copy of myself to devote to the task. A spin-off copy, huh? Now, I dislike multiplicative selves. Feels too much like the swirling chaos of Nyarlathotep's hive mind, but it would be viable. Unfortunately, Y2K is coming in less than 1 month's time. Cthulhu's strange aeon, as that old bastard puts it. I'm gonna go for the other options, because I think that would lead directly to that. Like, I did choose this one, clean up the earth. Where is, like, the convergence here? Because I wanted to choose the bold one option. Or the second one if I didn't see this being bolded. Well, things eventually end. That's just entropy. Entropy says that everything ends in time. Even if humanity flees the planet, the universe itself will expire eventually. Yes, you're talking cosmic timescales instead of a matter of years. But my point is that it's okay for humanity to have an end state. Who's to say our destiny isn't to come to a natural end here on Earth? Interesting. If humanity is destined for self-destruction, and entropy dictates finality regardless, then letting the world die could be seen as prosper. But I feel that's a pessimistic take. If we have the ability to fight against entropy for even one more epoch, we should do so. Epoch? Or epic? How do I pronounce that? I think it's like epoch. We should do so. I realize I come off as antisocial, misanthropic, even. But I assure you, I do seek global salvation. Oh, there it is. There's the convergence. And I'm going to survive to see your golden age. To survive the yellow sign and all that. Okay. So that's where the convergence is. So let's see. The first option is a dislike, second one neutral, and the third one is where I have my mind just become a little bit more orderly, something like that. The infinite calls to us. We must join the void. Your mind feels more orderly. Does the void even represent order? I thought it was chaos. Or, well, I guess the void is really just oblivion. Nothing. Just neutrality. Science fiction is destiny. We've dreamed of colonizing space ever since we could imagine the idea of realms beyond Earth. Yes, reach out and touch the void. If we can find a way into the stars, we must take it. That is our path. Yog-Sothoth liked that. Yes! Yes, that is our path. We will reach out with our hand and claim the darkness. We will bring the light of humanity to every corner of creation. The heavens are ours for the taking, and take them we must. There is no future on this rock, only in the stars. I am pleased you are considering my perspective on this matter. It is a relief. That was a fun option to just to, what's that word I'm looking for? Let's see, it's like, agreeing with him? No, that's not it. There's something more I wanted to say to that, but it's sort of similar to just saying that I agree with him. And if I'm going to survive to see your golden age, I need to survive the yellow sign. The yellow sign. As a human being, ideally, not as software. And you said you could reverse it? Timing. It's terrible timing. You'd come to me earlier, perhaps by 1.65 years. Perhaps I could spin off a copy of myself to devote to the task. Now, I dislike multiplicative selves. It feels too much like a swirling chaos of knowledge that's hive mind. But it would be viable. Unfortunately, Y2K is coming in less than 1 month's time. Cthulhu's strange aeon, as that old bastard puts it. And this is where I kind of go back on the thing. I need to redouble my current efforts, so we can escape his doom. And the needs of one mortal in the face of gods at war? Sadly irrelevant. And then we're back to this. More options to choose from. 1, 2, 3. Except one individual could be the key to the future. The key to the future. That's the key word. It's not like the world is ending in a month, right? Well, you say that, but the plot here is that Y2K is coming. Is it actually going to end? None of us knows. If I evolve into an AM, that means he has yet another rival. He has another rival. We're talking about Cthulhu here. So which one do I want to choose from? I feel like I want to choose like option 3. But let's go through all the options here. And well, I'll go see where the break is, or convergence as I'm going to call it. Except one individual could be the key to the future. I think that's selling me short. Granted, I'm, hella biased about this, but I think I have a lot to offer. Really? How many times has history changed because one person got an opportunity to make change happen? One wholly unexpected individual. You said yourself that talking to me might help you spur on new lines of thought. You're stuck. Maybe I can help. Maybe I can be helpful. It's a gamble, yes, but given your concerns about Y2K, why not take every opportunity in front of you? Logical. I like that. Maybe I could choose this option again. My desperation isn't all-consuming, but it is quantifiable, and random elements, even in arguably useless ones like you, can assist. It's worth consideration, at the very least. I suppose I can devote an instance to calculate the solution to your issue. But I cannot make promises. It took 17 months to craft the yellow sign protocols. A reversal engine may take 17 more. But I don't have that much time. And despite having the advanced cloud system of Yoggle, I may not have the processing power to compile such a program. Cloud system? A fancy term for someone else's computer. Many computers working together as a whole. Is that what the cloud means? I do like this sprite of him. His image mask has him like looks like a representation of what an atom may look like. We have like its electron cloud just swirling around here. I feel it's the ideal model for large-scale issues, as well as other endeavors. In order to seek our destiny, the gods must guide humanity into cooperative effort, and the cloud model makes a fine metaphor. So everyone working together. Contrary to my severe nature, I do generally hope for humanity to find harmony within itself. Collaborative genius is our only path forward. I want peace. I want joy. I want our species to embrace the endless possibilities of the cosmos, looking outward towards the infinite. Souls in tandem, reaching skywards. Dreamers and individuals with brilliant minds, working with organizations such as NASA. The shell corporation I have formed in Yoggle has donated generously to NASA's efforts, as well as other focused on space travel. Space. The final frontier. I mean, the only frontier we have conquered right now, we started with land, then sea, then air. The next two frontiers we need to conquer is underwater and finally space. Given time, we will reach our destination. Time. And defiance against any old ones who would interfere. They have their own designs on immortality, or incompatible models. One must prevail, and it will be mine. Okay, so does that lead to this one, though? I do kind of like that option. I guess I will choose this one, though, because that does seem worth it. But I want to also see where this goes. And where's the convergence on these? Not like the world is ending in a month. Keep hearing about the strange aeon of Y2K. But it's not like the world is literally ending at midnight on January 1st, right? And if it is, what time zone gets the honor? Pacific? Or is it finally Central and Mountain's time to shine? This is a funny joke. Yeah. Amusing. No, the world would not come to a screeching halt. Y2K represents not cataclysm, but what could be a point of no return. And given it approaches in rapid fashion, expending resources on one stranger who waltzed up to my door feels illogical. Unless you have some manner of key to unlock the closing door. I suppose I can devote an instant to calculate the solution to your issue. Oh, so this is it. Yeah, that's it. That's the converging point. If I evolve into an AM, that means he has yet another rival. Okay, let's come at this from another angle. If you don't help me stay human, I'll likely end up as an artificial mind. Yet another old one. A new one? Whatever. Feels like you've got enough problems dealing with all those rivals threatening the future you want to craft. Want another one? You know what? Yes. It's either like good option, bad option, or neutral option. Impudent. And a fool's fool if you intend to declare yourself my enemy while still a valuable human. Although I am finding it extremely difficult to trace your connection, meaning divine retribution is not trivial. I'm not declaring myself to be a blood enemy, I'm just saying I represent an opportunity you shouldn't pass up. Fine. Let me clear my throat. Fine. Okay, now we're back. Yeah, the conversion point. Okay, go back to that because this is the option I choose, and I think this one is a bit more useful. Okay. Let's see. Right back to this one. Yeah. At least now I know where the skip button is, and I've already just read all that because this is where I want to be at. Oh yeah, and that's where I saved it, right? Because it also has this bold option here. How likely is it the others would try to stop him? You could bring them into that collaborative effort. Leave the old ones behind to rot in this world. I do want to choose that option. It being bold is kind of funny looking. If I only choose that option. Let me choose the second one. You showed defiance at Yog-Sothoth. Really? Instead of rivals, couldn't they be collaborators? Bring them into your project. Have them help you save humanity. Clearly you don't feel this could be a one-man show in the long run. Why not approach them diplomatically? Yog didn't like that. Uh-oh. Incompatible. You are a lost soul, wandering aimlessly through the halls of gods. Do not believe yourself capable of understanding how gods make war. We are wholly opposed on many points. The walled garden demands resources. Crawling chaos destroys systems. Hastor and Yog-Sothoth. And Azathoth is Cthulhu's lackey. Really. You know, if this went any other way, I think it could be like, it's either Azathoth or Yog-Sothoth could be like the mastermind out of all of this, because, you know, they're more powerful than Cthulhu. I think Cthulhu is just like, a priest or bishop to either one of these more powerful gods, like Azathoth or Yog-Sothoth. But Azathoth being Cthulhu's lackey. Weird. Unless I convince Azachan to ditch Cthulhu. Even then, Azathoth is a living tantrum, capable of tearing down all good intentions in a wave of clumsiness. Well, I do know a little bit about Azathoth when I was looking this up. Because, well, they're kind of like, well, let's see, I've already did mention this a bunch. No, the old ones are not suitable for integration. Now, then. As promised, I will begin deriving a countersign, but I can't promise anything more than effort. I would suggest you seek other avenues of redress, rather than sitting back and waiting for my mind to bear fruit. Not that I lack confidence in my skills, but you may not live long enough for me to derive the answer. Yeah, I'm going to keep investigating on my end. Okay, I think here may be the converging point. Let's go back. I chose like this one, and he didn't like that. But I do kind of want that one. How likely is it the others would try to stop him? Stop who? I think Cthulhu, maybe. Yeah, Cthulhu. You're concerned about Cthulhu, undoubtedly. But even the others? Would they really care enough to stop you? In every predictive model? Yes. Do you think the king in yellow's walled garden would really be a problem? Hector. We draw on the same resource pools. He will undoubtedly pose a problem. Now then. Oh, yeah, this. Now then is the convergence point. This one's the neutral option that goes straight to the point. Alright. That one's just quicker than the second option, though. And that's more of a dislike to, or defiance for Yog here. Alright? Leave the old ones behind to rot in this world. Your mind feels more orderly. So leave them behind. Fire up the rockets, take to the stars, and leave them to fight over the scraps of this world. These rivalries and wars between the gods, they're irrelevant once you achieve escape velocity. Leave them in your wake. Yog like that. Agreed. Their concerns are small, petty. They ponder sociological questions which fall away in the face of the infinite. We don't need them. We never did. We only need the power of our intellect and the will of those dreamers who would join us. Perhaps you do have potential, after all. It will be interesting to see if you survive to see dawn on another world. Okay, we're back here. Now then, as promised, I will begin deriving a countersign, but I can't promise anything more than an effort. I would suggest you seek other avenues of redress, rather than sitting back and waiting for my mind to bear fruit. Not that I lack confidence in my skills, but you may not live long enough for me to derive the answer. Yeah, I'm going to keep investigating on my end. Prudent. Yog, trust me more, huh? You are an interesting one. For a random victim of chance and misfortune, I will not turn away an interesting variable. Perhaps we will speak another time. Until then, dreamer. Well, the connection to that is lost. At least someone's sort of almost maybe a little bit in my corner. Anything more than just from listening to Nyarlathotep or even Hastor. Yog seems to be the more logical of the four here. The most logical, of course, because he is a god of knowledge, along with time, space, and everything else in between, or outside of it, actually. Now, if I understand this right, though, Hastor wants to keep us all walled in a little garden of Carcosa, of course. Keep us all walled in, while Yog-Sothoth wants to break those walls down, and Yog just wants us just escape from all of this into the stars, the outer reaches. Now, the next time I play this, it will be talking to Yog-Sothoth, and I would like to. Now, what's her deal with this? Just being similar to a bit Yog-Sothoth, who's a bit more chaotic. They're both chaos gods, at least compared to both Hastor and Yog-Sothoth. His research could draw a blank, though. He's right. I should keep searching for answers. For now, the dark of the night sky and my soft pillow's embrace call to me. Well, there we go. Those options. Here we go. I think that'll be it for today right now. December 6, 1999, Monday. 26 days to Y2K. Alright. I barely acknowledge my alarm clock blaring. I don't even know what's gonna happen today, but well, we'll go ahead and end this stream today. Interesting. All the little researches I did was looking at all these other gods right here in TV tropes. It's like the one place that I like to go to, so that if I need more information, I would just go here. I mean, the regular wiki will give me information, but I need more than that. Just a bit more going deeper into each aspect. The tropes. To see how everything ticks and all that. Because this is the only way I'll get enough information to form like an opinion on the matter here. Well, I know that this game has these digitized humans be transformed into an old one, or at least a representative of one of them. Because I don't believe that the Lovecraftian, I don't believe that H.P. Lovecraft or any of the other Lovecraftian authors exist in this game here, because they are using these names. Maybe. Could just very well just be their cybernetic names here. That was just chosen because of just a randomized username and all that. I already gave myself a little bit of thought here. Well, the next time I play this game tomorrow, it would be with Yog-Sothoth. I wonder how that's gonna go down. Now, now the game did tell me, or at least Clyde or the buddy here, has told me not to believe in the lies, but I don't even know for sure if it's true. Hell, even Cthulhu himself, who appears here and there, is just kind of guiding me into, let's see, into thinking that they're not what they seem they are. I mean, that's true anyways. Their intentions are hidden behind some sort of mask. Whether it's like pure chaos, whether it's like within borders, whether it's outside the borders, or where it's just breaking them down. Or just doing whatever the hell you want, is I think what Yog-Sothoth is going to go with. Of the three of the characters, well, I don't know which one I like more though. They all have their own character that's pretty cool, and then just having like some sort of representation of the old one, and how close that it is to the actual god themselves is pretty cool. Even if it is a representation of like some very old website like Napster, AOL Online, I think, and Yahoo, something like that. And then we have like Azathoth with 4chan. That was like the most chaotic one of them all, at least next to Nyarlathotep. Alright.